Turns out he did something quite incredible that nobody expect any actor would do. Because when we put in a big wave tank we created in Taiwan, he's all by himself. Logistically, to give him direction or supplies is very difficult. So once we set it on, it's nearly as middle Pacific Ocean. He's by himself. So take after take, he's by himself. He did everybody's job: hair, makeup, continuity, reset props. He's doing everything by himself. We just yell at him or give him horn signals. And I gave him a 3-month training, and every 6 months of shooting days is training day for him. It's fresh. The beauty of young talent is that they're zero. You just add things. They don't have negatives. A lot of experienced actors, I have to reduce what they brought with them. So he's pretty pure in that way. It's actually in some ways easier. Halfway, once they have the grips, actually is a pressure for the experienced one because they're supposed to act like him. Because that's what acting is about: be innocent, be a vehicle to the plot, to the character. So there's a plus and negative, but in this case, the negative is really minimal. He just tried to give. No, we don't tell him the other movies are not made like this. um, so it's the effort, the innocent, and talent. As soon as you can put him in a condition, and he will just stay there. He doesn't go out until I call cut, until we snap him out of the situation. A true talent. He did every stunt, did every shot.
嗯，谢谢 So the book, my previous experiences when a book is made into a movie is that the movie sometimes doesn't do justice. The initial reviews of this movie I came across were really glowing. I was wondering what Jan Martel had to say about the movie. I think he's seen the movie.
I hope he liked it, but to me it's not important. The story is yours now. He passed along to me, and it's a movie. It should stand by itself. And then after you've seen the movie, I'm not important. It's not my movie. It's your movie. How you play in your head. I believe I am very loyal to the book in spirit. But making a movie, I have to make adjustments. I got his blessing early on the script for a couple times draft, and he has comment. He tried to be filmmakers. I took some of it, not taking some of them, and then so the structure, the idea, he really appreciate. And then at one point, I just wrote to him, "Let's start to pray to the movie gods." And then we did some 300 more drafts after that. And when you make a movie, you just try to make a scene work. It begins with a movie, but that's not the finishing line. We're not doing translation to the words to cinema. So it has a life of its own. It wants to be a certain way. You have to be sensitive and just keep trying what's worked for cinema. So we took on that role. He saw it. He said he liked it. I hope he's not just impolite.
So, technically the film is mind-blowing. Technically, the film is mind-blowing. How much of the animation you have done in India?
A lot. The animation was done, spread out in America and India. So that company has two main animation department in India. One in Bombay, the other in Hyderabad. Two very important stations. Each one have like 500 member. A big portion, I don't know exactly the number. Some majority of the animation was done here, and also some rendering too, the touch-ups. So a big part is done here. I don't know, maybe they know Tiger better than anybody or something. It took a long time, like 6 months into the post-production. There's one shot, which I didn't show you here. I began to see the tiger come to life as a character, a big proportion. of the artists were here in India. That's their main source of animation.
How important is projection in 3D? I mean, compared to international standards.
Projection?
Projection is also important when you make a movie like this?
Very much so. That's why I'm so appreciative of this theater. I think this is one of the best in the world to me. That's the problem with 3D is it just beginning. So from equipment, shooting to projection, particular projection, in a vast sense, is not up to that level yet. First, the intensity of light, it just most of the theaters around the world doesn't have even a 6-foot length, which is half of the 2D movies, because you have 2 cameras, 2 projectors. You have to go through 2. In the States, some are in 6-foot length or something, 3.5. So this is 6. This is the highest standard, and it was very bright and very clear, and the sound system is terrific. I think movies getting harder and harder. They have to be eventful because these days, people, especially young people, they have so many choices in life. They don't have, unlike how we grew up, whatever they put on, we just go to see it. It's a lot harder to bring them into the theater. So I think great projection, something you cannot watch at home, big screen, good sound system, 3D experience, share with the crowd. That would bring them back to theater. That's good for the business. I almost follow the suggestion from Fox, the technical department, that write every theater a personal note. Some director do that. Look, this is 3.5 years, 3,000 people's effort. Please, please, please. But most of them will ignore it. It was like half as bright, some like a third of this brightness, and it was kind of crappy. It's unfortunate. That's not a real representation of our effort, of the reason why you should come to a theater. So I'm very appreciative of this. I think it's very important. It's hard to generate that kind of light, and not just the light bulb. I think that can be improved greatly in a very short period of time. I think 3D will just get better and better, and that'll draw more business to the theater.
Sir, how was your experience shooting here, that too in one of the most densely populated places?
Oh, there are many filmmakers told me India is impossible if we shoot in the street. There'd be thousands of people gathering, impossible to push them back. But that didn't occur to us. We shot in Pondicherry and Munnar. The shots went very smoothly. We mostly shot in enclosed compounds such as school, botanical garden. It's very controllable situation. Then there's market. There's the street, the Islamic, the Muslim quarter streets. Then we shot temple. We have 1,600 actors. I don't know, it never happened. I was afraid that we just keep shooting. It seems to be okay, like anywhere in the world. I guess we've been lucky. Our crew did a great job. No, there's also outside of school. It's a busy street, and the front door of the zoo. It's also a busy street. What I was worried was never happened. So I don't know otherwise what happened to other films. I think we had a good crew and good coordination.
Any idea of directing two sides on the movie?
It's Tamil. It's English and Tamil. The first act. Yeah, I have a consultant next to me, both culture consultant and language and accent coaches. Not only in the Tamil words, but I would like them to speak even English with the Tamil kind of written straight out.
A question to the cast. If you can just tell us how you interpreted your characters from the book, including, well, Shamti's character isn't in the book, but how you went about figuring out how the roles would translate to screen.
It was actually described in a way so beautifully that I wanted to do that role so much, because many people have read the book. Like my role was not there in the book, and then they've introduced it just for the movie. And I think it's absolutely a beautiful role. And I'm basically a classical dancer, so to portray the same character into a screen was actually challenging. But I think I'm very lucky to get such role.
I basically play Pai, who, you know, he's a really curious, he's quite a genius in his own sense. He has this immense amounts of willpower inside of him. You know, he's on this constant search for, you could say, the essence of all religion. When if you put all religion together to find that very core which is common to every religion. He's really ingenuitive. He'll get his way through things. He likes figuring out why, the hows of things, everything. He likes knowing. And he's just a really strong person. You know, you wouldn't expect a 16-year-old to be the way he is, both in his you know, the way he thinks, the way he just is. It's not normal. So he's quite an amazing person. So yeah, pretty lucky to get to the end.
I went with the script. I love the line in the when the mother's character is described. She's been ostracized by her family for marrying into another caste, and I thought that was a very